Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you yet again with another weekly video, and boy, I actually have a ton of stuff to show you today. It was an excellent week for Diecast, for sure. So, and I got the whole next week off of work too, so should be able to get some pretty cool stuff in the next week. Alright, so anyway, starting with store finds, Toys R Us has been getting B cases. So I picked up some basic Hot Wheels, and yeah, we'll probably crack the majority of these in the second half of the video. Picked up the Gas Monkey Garage, Corvette, the sweet Land Rover. That thing is pretty awesome. The Dodge Challenger SRT, pretty sweet. Let's see here, the then and now Porsches, the 911 GT3 RS and the 934 Turbo RSR. Pretty nice. Mazda Miata. Looks pretty cool, those mixed wheels. And let's see here, I picked up a Datsun 620 because I don't think I actually had one of these yet. So, picked up one of those. And Skyline. Pretty sweet. There was also the red and black Skyline was in there too. I picked up a couple of those. And then I found a Supernova. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome to find this. So this is my first 2018 Super. I found in the wild. I have not found many Supers this year at all. So this is a rare occurrence for me. And it's already traded. So I'm trading it to my buddy, my in-town buddy, Jeremy Bolter. Made me an offer I could not refuse, which I will show you what I got my end of the trade, probably in next week's video. But that's going to him. Really cool to find it though. Super Treasure Hunt Nova. It is a really cool one. If he didn't want it bad enough, I would have definitely just cracked it open today. But we're not going to do that because it's traded. All right, so there's that. Another store find was this VW. This Club VW. Long story longer, this is just, I thought this was weird because I noticed it and I don't have it, but I thought I had everything from the recent series. And then when you look on it, it doesn't say Series 5 over here where it normally does. So I don't know if these were originally like international ones or whatever, and then they ended up bringing them here to get rid of them. I am not really sure, but this one is not in Series 5 in the original cases that were out. There was a Taxi Beetle in that other Beetle, and I think this one replaced the Taxi one in the series. So I don't know what that's about, if any of you know, but it's just a plain old white Beetle. I'm not going to crack it in the second half of the video because I still want to do a special on the Club VW series and kind of crack all of them at once. So there's a lot to open up, so we'll save it for that, so I'm not going to crack that open now. Alright, so then let's go to mail finds. I got two things from Mattel in the mail. We got the Convoy Custom. Pretty cool. It's number 3078 out of 6000. This was part of the subscription plan. Otherwise, honestly, I probably would have not ordered it. And I probably won't end up keeping it either. This will probably end up getting, I don't know, thrown in a trade or something like that down the road. I'll probably hang on to a card for a while, display it on the wall for a while, and then down the road probably get rid of it. That's the plan anyway, so I'm not going to open this up. I also got my second Bluebird 510. This one is a higher number than my original. It's 2562 out of 7000. And this I probably will end up just selling, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to do it now while it's hot or if I'm going to wait a little bit, but definitely going to sell the second one. I may end up cracking my original one. But again, that's going to be in a different video and whatnot. So I'm not cracking any of these in the second half, but I did get these in the mail. So there is that. Sweet little mail finds. Oh, yes. And they did come in a padded envelope. So luckily not damaged at all. But I've seen a lot of, you know, posts on Instagram and whatnot of cars being damaged because they ship these things in a padded envelope, which is not really cool. Alright, so there is that. And other mail finds. I've been putting in some lowball bids on eBay, which I do from time to time. And one was this. I got this Johnny Lightning Firebird. I got this thing for $4.50 shipped to my house. So there's an eBay $5 challenge for you. See if you can get the coolest car that you can get shipped to your house for $5 or under. This one fits the bill, so that was pretty sweet. It was just loose. Totally awesome to pay $450 for that to get it shipped to my house. It's a Firebird I did not have. So we'll take a close look at that in the second half. Then another one lowball bid was this. This is a Kyosho. I couldn't believe actually that I just won this. It was $9. I believe it was $9.30 shipped to my house from Japan. So that's a pretty stellar deal, and it's a Lotus Esprit Turbo. And we will go ahead and take this out, unscrew it from the base, roll it around a little bit in the second half of the video, and then I'm definitely going to take some photographs of this thing. I love Kyoshos. I'm really starting to get keen on, and probably will add a few more gradually to the collection. Some of them can be quite pricey, but if you're patient on eBay and you just kind of don't really get too involved in what you win or lose and just kind of throw some bids out there, occasionally you're going to win one for a great price. And I think that $9.30 or $9.30 was a really good price on this piece. So we'll take a closer look at that in the second half. Oh yeah, and it got shipped from Japan, and they included a paper crane, which was pretty sweet. And it was all folded up. I know how to fold them out because I actually, funny little story and a side note, for my wedding, I did some of the decoration, and I folded 1,000 paper cranes for the wedding. Does that sound insane? Yeah, it sounds insane. Anyway, I did 1,000 of them in between the time we were engaged and the day of the wedding, and we used them to decorate the place. They were all over the place. Beautiful, ornate paper. Anyways, you guys aren't here to hear that story, but anyway, so that was kind of cool to get a crane in the mail along with that from Japan. So, anyways, they're supposed to bring good luck. All right, and so far, I can say, it's not doing a bad job. All right, now I got some stuff from my buddy Suresh. Suresh picked up a few things from stores for me, including this little Halloween truck. I didn't have these. I didn't see this come anywhere near me. And by the time I saw any of these, this truck was not there, and this is the only one I wanted out of that little series was this Ford. So got that. He picked me up this guy from the Auto Truck series, the VW Double Cab tow truck. We are going to open this up in the second half and hopefully get it off the base and hopefully roll it around. And yeah, I don't normally buy M2s at all, but this thing just looks pretty cool, so I had to have it. Alright, so there's that, and then he also picked me up this, which I already cracked. It's Back to the Future 3 Retro Entertainment Vehicle. So why not open it back up here. My band started recording another album this week. Brought this to the studio with me, took a couple pictures of it, and so yeah, it'll probably be, I would say at least 6 months or so until we actually release anything, but when that does release, I'll let you guys know on how to download it on iTunes and stuff like that if you want to. In fact, if you do want to check out my band, the albums are available, I think, at Bandcamp. I think they're also available on iTunes. The band is called Leading the Blind. Maybe if I think of it when I post this video, I will leave a link in the description so you can check out the music I play. It's all original stuff. It's rock. It's kind of 90s rock influenced. You might like it. You might not. So there's that. And then next thing we got is this Auto World Ultra Red. And this was given to me by Suresh. He charged me retail for this, $6. He got it from Toys R Us. And, I already have it, truth be told. So this may be an extra that ends up for trade. But I will take a look and we will crack whatever one's on the worst card, this one or the other one. We'll go ahead and crack that in the second half of the video and take a look at that loose. Then the last part of this video, or last part of this series of the videos, I did a pretty awesome trade with my buddy Todd. So I'm just going to start out with the coolest thing that I got in it, and it was this guy. Bam! That is the red sled. It's the lead sled, ultra red. And we are going to crack it. We're going to crack it in the second half of the video. Maybe we'll start with this. Super stoked to have this. We're going to crack 2 ultra reds in the second half. We'll crack one of these, and we'll crack this guy. Fantastic, and stoked to be able to do that. So these are pretty limited. Special edition of 1800 and 3% of that. So well, 3% of double that, really. We don't need to get into it, but there's not that many of these out there, and they're pretty awesome. All right, so other things in the trade, another chase piece. I got this Ford Moon Eyes chase, and yes, I don't collect them too, right? And I'm not going to crack this on this video because this is going to be part of another video that I'm going to make, which should be coming up. I believe I'm going to try to release it on Black Friday. So I think I'll publish it then. I may even film it tonight. I don't know. But in a week from now-ish, I'll be cracking that, along with a few other cool pieces. So there's that, and got this cool denim machine. This is a Johnny Lightning van. Pretty sweet. We'll show it close up in the second half. And this guy, this is an MJ Mio exclusive, hitch and tow, VW. I'm going to crack this. We'll roll that around in the second half. Greenlight F100. Wanted this piece. Did not see it come to my Toys R Us. Todd found it while he was out of town. Picked it up. And it was an extra. He already has one. So we're going to crack this in the second half. He also picked me up this Majorette Bentley. We're going to crack that in the second half. And the other part of the trade was this guy right here. This Firebird. It is a Racing Champions Classified Classics. Pretty sweet. Going to crack that in the second half. And then a bunch of Ferraris and Porsches. And I'm just going to take a brief look at this. I'm not going to crack these in the second half of the video because I've got a pile of Ferraris and Porsches that need to be freed. And I'll probably do separate videos just dedicated to cracking some Porsches and Ferraris and whatnot. That's one of the cool things about converting over to being mostly a loose collector is now I got more video content. When I pull out stuff that I even haven't shown you guys at all, we can open it up and take a look at it. So here's just a real brief thing here. I believe there are 16 cars. Looks like it. So 16 vehicles, and we're not going to crack a single one right now. But there you go. All right, so that is my pile of stuff for this week. So let's go ahead and flip the camera around. We're going to crack those Hot Wheels. We're going to crack some other cool stuff and take a quick look. So thank you guys. We'll see you in a sec. Okay, so first let's actually take a look at this Volkswagen double cab tow truck. And this one turned out great. There actually isn't any issues that I can see with it. Actually sits level, it appears. It rolls pretty good, which is not very common for M2. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Nothing's wrong with it. Looks very, very nice. I think this casting is pretty cool. Of course, the first time I believe that we've seen this was in the original VW double cab set. And here was the tow truck there. This one is actually very similar, except it is missing the bed pieces there that go, like the side panels of it are not on this one, which, actually, I think it actually looks a little bit better without those there. So, pretty cool little piece. I dig it. Again, I do not collect them too typically, but every once in a while there's a piece that I go after, and this was definitely one that I wanted. So thank you, Suresh, for picking that up for me. So we're gonna get to cracking some Ultra Reds here in a second, but let's take a quick look at this. The denim machine. This is pretty sweet. This is an awesome Ford van by Johnny Lightning. Definitely one that I did not have. I've got quite a few of these van castings, but I do not have this one. And it's pretty sweet. It's got plastic tires, but that's okay. And just a huge, huge wide van. Big hunk of metal body, metal base. And this thing looks sweet. Totally dig it. So thank you very much, Todd, for that. I know you picked that up thinking of me, so I really appreciate that. Here, just real quick, you guys have all seen this before, I would assume, but this is the Retro Entertainment. This is the re-release of this vehicle. I do not know what's different from this and the original one. This is the first one I've had in my possession, though, and it is pretty cool. I mean, metal body, metal base. The detail in it is quite nice. It's kind of cool. This is all cast in to the body. Very, very neat. Very, very cool. So, digging that. So that's pretty sweet. Thanks again, Suresh, for picking that up for me. Here real quick is that Johnny Lightning Firebird that I got for $4.50, which is a steal of a deal for getting something, a car off of eBay, shipped to your house. That's pretty cheap. So fantastic to get that, to add it to my Firebird collection. Awesome piece. It's Johnny Lightning, so it rolls very well. Very, very awesome. And then let's take a quick look at this Kyosho real quick. This is a Lotus Esprit Turbo. This thing is just awesome looking. So we're going to go ahead and just, if you're not familiar with Kyosho packaging, just to show you what it is, they're actually shipped in these blind boxes basically. So I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys that are more well versed in the Kyosho realm, I think these actually are blind boxes. If you were to actually buy them in store or whatever, and so you could be any one of these castings, I think, could be in this box. Of course, when you buy them from an eBay seller, they do open them up and look at what's inside, so you know exactly what you're getting. So this is definitely, out of the 3 Lotuses that would have been available of this Esprit, which was a red, blue, and the silver one's definitely the one I would have wanted. So it was really cool to find that, throw a low ball bid on it, and win it. So that was pretty awesome. So they come in this little bubble shell thing like this, and the bottom is a little card that shows you the colors that it was available in. Kyosho mini card collection. I do not read Japanese, so I couldn't tell you exactly what that says at all. And then it comes with this just little card that slips out of the bottom. I actually really love how these are packaged. And then this little plastic blister thing comes off, and then it is screwed to the base. And it's screwed to the base with only one screw, which is nice. So it's just one screw, and hopefully I'll be able to get that out without any issues. Yep, so pretty cool. So it's got one screw and a little plastic peg. So the peg sticks up in there, and the screw goes in there, and that's it. Generally, Kyosho's bases are somewhat plain, and they are plastic. But that is okay, because the detail on this car is just excellent. The wheels look great. Everything about it looks awesome. Some Kyoshos are not rollers either. This one is a very good roller. Not that that's super important, but it is cool to have your model cars roll. And it's got these side mirrors, which appear to be pretty fragile. I don't know if they're glued to the side or if they're actually cast in metal. I think they're glued to the side plastic pieces, so you definitely want to be careful with those. This probably wouldn't be one that you'd want to bang around in a jammer, but it will look great on display. And you got lens details in the rear there. No lenses in the front because it had flip-up headlights, the original car did. Really nice. Definitely going to take some cool pictures of this piece. Really, really cool. Glad to have it in my collection. I love this car. So that is awesome. And they're really easy to just put back in. So I could just put the screw back in this. You could just put it back in here. Slide that little card along the bottom. And that's how I keep most of my Kyoshos, actually. It keeps the dust out and anything. And if you ever want to take a look at them, they're so easy to pull back out that it is no big thing. So really digging Kyosho lately. So that is really cool to get that piece added to my collection. I just won another auction for another Kyosho that will be coming soon too. And also won an auto art car that I put a low ball bid on too, so we'll get to take a look at one of those. Alright, so without further ado, let's crack a couple Ultra Reds. Suresh, this is not the one that you gave me. This is the one that was given to me by someone else. I'm sorry, and I don't remember it, but I got this at an RLC. And we're finally going to set her free. It was a long time ago that I got this, I believe. This might have been from HW Diecast 209. I'm not sure if he sent me this one or if I know he sent me one in an RLC. And I want to say it was this one, but it might have been the, it was a Dodge, I think, actually. Anyway, sorry about that. This is pretty sweet. This casting's cool. I love the curved window in the back. Just really cool. And of course, Ultra Reds are just beautiful. I love them. I love Auto World. This one seems to be flawless all around. There's no issues, no paint issues. It's a good roller. Hood should open on this guy. Nice and easy. There's the inside of the engine. And wow. really sweet. Very, very awesome. Really, really cool. So I am very, very stoked to have that now loose. And now, this guy. Boom. The lead sled. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. It comes flying out of the package. Again, save your collector boxes. Works good for storing the car in the future if you ever decide to do so. And here this baby is. Oh, man. So this has already been featured on Lamley. I think he showed it in a video. I think he cracked one. I want to say he did anyway. It's got a white base, which is current with the current in-store series that is out. These are hobby exclusives, by the way. You cannot find them in stores. In case you did not know that, if you want a lead sled, you're not going to find it on the pegs. You got to order it. One of the best places to go to order it is autoworldstore.com. They can get them. I think A&O Toys is going to get them. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered a set of the regular ones through him, and I've got another one that I've already got another copy of the regulars, but this is just a sweet ultra red to check off the list. Todd had shown pictures of this on his Instagram, and then comes to find out he actually got two. So obviously he got one with the intention of trading it to me, and that is the kind of guy that he is. He will totally just buy stuff he knows that I don't really have the cash for at the time sometimes, and then he'll end up just hanging on to it until I've got something to trade him for it. And I'm pretty sure that was his intention with this, and really, really awesome dude to do that. So, and he's local, so it's great because you don't have to ship anything, and we get to hang out regularly, talk, chat, diecast, and all that stuff. So, very cool friend to have. Thank you so much, Todd, for hooking up this one. And she is pretty. So, really awesome piece. Really glad to add that to the collection. Just awesome. All right, so reluctantly we're going to move on because I could just sit here and talk about this and spin this around and look at it for a long time, but I will definitely take some cool pictures of it, maybe pop those on Instagram, and there you have it. There's your red sled, the lead sled ultra red. All right, so there's that. What should we do next? You want to crack a couple Hot Wheels? Let's do this real fast. We've got this Dodge Challenger SRT. Crack that open. We'll set that there. Grab another one. Let's crack open Snoopy. And we still got some green light to crack yet, and our Racing Champions Firebird, so keep her tuned for that. We'll go through these less desirable Hot Wheels, at least less desirable to me. Save your card backs in case you want to use them for a mail-in. This guy, Gas Monkey Garage, not really into the blue and orange flames. Definitely doesn't look as cool as the first release of the car. Obviously gold, but pretty cool. I really do like this, though. I think this looks great, this blue and black. That's pretty awesome. Land Rover. That's just a cool casting. Meaty. It's a big one. So, and it is new for this year as well. So that's a brand new casting from Hot Wheels. And I think they did a pretty darn good job of it. You know, Hot Wheels does great, man. They do great for dollar cars. I think they do definitely look good. They're different style than Matchbox. Matchbox does kill it as well on their licensed models especially, but Hot Wheels does make some cool stuff. So there's that. This is one of them too. Porsche 934 Turbo RSR. This car has been released quite a few times. Here it is in white, just a stark white with the details where you'd want them. Well, sort of. There are no taillights. That would have been nice to see. I would have definitely taken taillights over a black edged on the spoiler, which obviously they usually only do 2 surface tampos. So this would have been one, or the top probably would have been one. So I'm sure that Porsche logo is included in that, and then the headlights. But looks pretty good like that. And then here, that was in the Then and Now series. So this is the Now. Here's the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This is a cool casting. This is one of those castings where they put the headlights are part of the windshield piece, making lensed headlights, and they look kind of bug-eye-ish, but that is actually kind of how the real car looks. So something about the silhouette of this car still bugs me, but as in it doesn't look quite accurate, but it still is really, really cool. So still the best color they did this in was in that super bright green. That looked awesome. So there's that, and Miata. Honestly, I don't really like this casting, but I thought it looked really cool in its livery. It's got Hot Wheels livery with those mixed wheels, and I thought it just looked pretty awesome like that. So I had to pick it up. So, pretty sweet. Digging the way that they did that. So I think that car just looks great. That's that paint scheme. So there's that. Datsun 620. You guys have all seen this before. Lots of people posting pictures of finding supers of this one. I have not found the super yet. If I do find a super of this, this would definitely be one I would keep. So maybe I'll still find one. Again, I haven't had any good luck really with supers this last year. Maybe my luck will change around the holiday season. We'll see what happens. And then this guy, a lot of people are clamoring over this thing. It's 2018, new model, Skyline R33, and it is pretty sweet. They did a good job on it. Nice basic tampo scheme, of course. It's got your tail's detailed, and the front is detailed as well. That's really what we want as adult collectors, I suppose, and more than, you know, crazy graphics and stuff like that. But really cool first release of that vehicle. I wonder if we'll see it in a recolor later this year. Then we can crack this Hot Wheel real quick. This is from the Halloween series. We're a little late for Halloween, but I think it looks awesome with those skull tires, skull rims or whatever. I like this little truck casting, so I think it's pretty cool. So I had to get it. Alright, so those are your basic Hot Wheels. Shove those to the side, and let's quick look at a couple of other things. So let's start with this guy's Trans Am. So this is a Racing Champions. I do have one other of this Racing Champions casting, I believe, in my collection, and it's not in real good shape. It's kind of oxidized, the paint's bubbling and stuff. This one actually came out very nice. It looks actually quite similar to Hot Wheels 100% release. Actually super similar to it, and I'm going to go grab it real quick because it's right over here. Actually, I think it's identical in paint scheme anyway. And there's the Hot Wheels 100%. The 100% piece is definitely better and looks a bit more to scale. Racing Champions, for a lot of their castings, tend to be a little big, a little large, more like M2 size. But this does have side mirrors, which is cool. And it's got that silver trim around there. That's pretty nice. The hood should open. Ooh, yeah. Hood opens on this sucker. Looks okay. Hood should open on this one too. And they both have a fair amount of detail in there, so that's pretty cool. I like that the engine bay is black though on that one. This, of course, metal body, metal base. There's some detail on the base. This is metal body, plastic base, which some Racing Champion stuff had plastic bases, and pretty cool. I would like to see round 2, if they re-release this tooling, it would be cool to see what round 2 does with it. But it's quite large for a Trans Am, quite large. So there is that little thing, and Bentley Continental. I know not a ton of you are huge Majorette fans. Again, I like them, but the wheels leave something to be desired. This casting, though, they don't look too bad. But there is your... I mean, the casting itself looks really cool. That those headlights there are part of the windshield piece, so they are lensed, and you know, you got some really nice details on the front, nice details on the back, and you know, honestly, this looks excellent. And you got opening doors, which I could, you know, take it or leave it, but the gaps in the doors don't look too bad, and most Majorette does a really good job of actually having their open features work and be functional and line up good, unlike some other companies. So there is that. Pretty sweet. And then let's take a look at this. Now, this has been shown on some other channels previous to mine as well. Came out a while ago. It's in All Terrain Series 5. I had to have it when I saw it. It just looks awesome. And this is your Ford F-100 with a lift kit. And this just looks great. You got some extra pieces up in front here that are kind of fragile, so you got to be careful with those. This is kind of fragile, I'm sure. You got to be careful with that. It does have a full-size spare, which is awesome. Metal base, metal body, Really, really cool that they lifted this truck up. It looks great. This was the first release of it lifted, and it just looks excellent. I mean, you cannot argue with that. Even if you're not a Ford fan, this casting looks good. I mean, it looks good. So, with that lift kit, it looks great. So, very, very cool to have that, add that to the collection. And then last, but not least, we've got the hitch and tow. I hesitated on pulling the trigger on these because they were kind of expensive. There is a whole set of VWs. There's the trailer we'll take a look at first. And then the bus actually has a rubber band around it. I don't know what it's holding. These surfboards come off? No, they don't. Anyway, as you can tell, it's in like Mystery Machine livery, and it looks pretty cool. The oddly enough, the trailer is all metal. The whole thing is a solid, you know, it's metal base, metal body. The bus itself is actually a metal body and a plastic base, and it's the Motor World VW van casting. So not the best casting of the bus from Greenlight. It's an older Motor World one, not as cool as the newer ones, but still, this piece is really neat, and it'll add nicely to my VW collection. Alright, so that's going to be it. We're going to be at almost over a 30-minute video this week, and I apologize for the length on that, but there was a lot of stuff to show. Really stoked about scoring this guy. Really stoked about scoring this guy. And man, cracking another Ultra Rad. So a lot of cool stuff, and I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. And I got some more videos to come. I'll make a couple of oddball ones probably this week that will be different from the weekly video format, of course. And yeah, hopefully I find some stuff this week. So other than that, you guys all have a happy holiday season, happy Thanksgiving, and you enjoy the rest of your week, and then we'll see you in the next video.